Bokgoni Technical is extraordinary. If the name sounds familiar, as it did to me, it's because every year they achieve outstanding maths and science results. And you've since, between 1997 and now, population has increased times 10. How did you do that?
Firstly, I would like to say thank you very much, Mr. Program Director, the audience. I had to market the school because the school was a dumping ground for other high schools. Because you realize that majority of us, particularly in South Africa, don't understand the technical high schools. We think technical high schools are those schools for dull children. So dull people must be sent to technical secondary school. So I had to go around in the township to start to market the school and also to make it a point of during the SGB meetings, I talked with the parents and then informed them, give them relevant information about technical secondary schools. And in particular, my children are at my school. All my boys, I have 3 children, boys, they went through the technical high school.
Which is almost unheard of in a lot of township schools. Principals at township schools send their kids to Model C schools in town.
And I also encourage the teachers to send their children at our school. All our learners are doing maths and science, from grade 8 up to grade 12. I refused to take maths literacy, because maths lit will never take us anywhere. That is what I told the people.
And you achieve outstanding results every year.
Each and every year, our high schools will have plus minus 4 or 5 distinctions in mathematics and science. And then we compare our results with the model C schools. And look at model C schools that is nearer to our school, which is doing the same subject as PTHS, Pretoria Technical High School. We will compare ourselves with them and then look at the results, particularly engineering, graphics and design, mechanical technology, electrical technology, civil technology, mathematics and physical science. And in most cases we find that we were always above them because majority of our children are taking maths and science. And when I compared with other schools around in Gauteng, I'll give you an example. For example, last year we have 6 learners who passed with distinctions in mechanical technology. 2 of those learners come from our school. In the whole of Gauteng, there were only 6 learners who got distinctions in mechanical technology. And through the sponsorship of Volkswagen South Africa, we managed to sustain our results. And I think even this year, I hope that we are going to do even more.
I want to talk a little bit about Volkswagen, but first I want to tell everyone in the audience that the students at Bokgoni go on, the majority of them go on to study at TUT, also go on to University of Pretoria. You've produced engineers at most of the major universities in South Africa. The South African Navy also recruits students from Bokgoni Technical.
Yeah, the Navy, the Air Force come to our school to recruit our learners because they know they get learners who have done mathematics and science, and then you know that we have very little, or we have maybe, let me say, the number of artisans in our country has dropped dramatically. To an extent that it is a shame to see a country with maybe 53 million people having only more or less plus minus 55,000 artisans.
It's another extraordinary thing that you've done before we get to BW. Bokgoni has the highest number of girls of any technical high school. There are 600 plus?
We have 671 girls. And we started with When I came to Bokgoni in 1997, there were only less than 15 girls. And now there are 671, and they are doing exceptionally good, particularly in subjects like drawing. They take it easy, women take it easy. And they are clean in whatever they are doing. In mechanical technology, the best was a girl, and she was taken by Mercedes-Benz South Africa. She's now, I think, in University of Stellenbosch. And then Mercedes-Benz said she must do mechanical engineering.
Amazing, amazing. So in 2008, the Minister of Education went directly to VW South Africa and said that you have to sponsor this school. This school needs support. What has that sponsorship done for you? What have you been able to do with that money?
With the money, we were able to start something called, I would say, TMP, Teacher Mentor Program, whereby teachers were taught the content of physical science, mathematics, and English. And they will come back and plow it to other teachers in Atteridgeville, because most of our teachers are cluster leaders. They'll come back and teach other teachers. And then we had Saturday classes, whereby our learners from 8 o'clock will have extra classes via companies like, the company that was there for us also was Civil Education Network, or Civil Education, it's an NGO that is helping to develop teachers and learners. So our learners will be, during Saturdays and Sundays, they will come to school from 8 o'clock up until 3 o'clock, and to be taught in the content of mathematics and science, and then to be exposed to things like experiments, because we didn't have a lab, we don't have a laboratory, we don't have a library. So we try by all means to go an extra mile with our learners.
Technical education is incredibly expensive. I mean, you just spoke about labs and libraries, but things like equipment, textbooks, how has this relationship with VW helped you to be able to provide those for learners?
VW was able to help us, particularly in buying textbooks, because you realize technical textbooks are very expensive. I'll give you an example. A EGD book, Engineering, Graphics and Design book, costs roughly 300 rand, one. And you find that, look, the budget or the money that is being given by the Department of Education is because of lack of knowledge of technical secondary schools. They give us 782,000. With 782,000 in a technical high school, a lathe machine, one industrial lathe machine will cost 1.8 million. And then with the money that we got from Volkswagen, we could buy EGD books. For example, from grade 8 up to grade 12. If you are 1,400 learners and the book costs 300 rand, then that will be roughly plus minus 320 or 22,000. And then you are left plus minus 400,000. Water and lights at school, because of the nature of the school. Look, we are doing welding. If 76 learners are busy with welding, 20 are this side welding, arc welding, maybe the others are doing gas welding, the others are in a fitting and turning or in a motor workshop. Water and lights at the end of the month is plus minus 40,000 rand. So you find that we are left with nothing, almost.
I am particularly fascinated by the mentorship programs. So VW is mentoring your teachers, and your teachers are in turn able to go out and mentor other teachers in the community. So the impact is bigger. It's bigger than just Bokgoni.
Yeah, the impact is even much bigger, because most of our teachers are cluster leaders. In science, our teacher, Mr. Macheke, is the cluster leader, and all the teachers in Atteridgeville, Lodium and Lotus Garden come to our school, and they are going to be taught by Mr. Macheke. We deal with content. Mr. Dube, one of our maths teachers, has been asked by the Department of Education to come and train in CAPS, because next year we have CAPS in grade 12. So Mr. Dube is going, TT Dube is going to start this year to teach other teachers. Almost plus minus 250 schools in our district are going to be taught in CAPS by Mr. Dube, who's one of our best teachers in mathematics.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Phuti Mathopa from Bokgoni High School in Atteridgeville.